What would you do if a single act of kindness turned your life into a headline? In the heart of New York City, where the subway's hum is the pulse of the morning, 24-year-old Emma Carter moved through the chaos of Grand Central Station. Her life was ordinary barista by day, dreamer by night, sketching stories in her worn notebook during breaks. But that Tuesday, something shifted, as if fate had pressed pause on her routine. Emma noticed him near the platform's edge, an older man, his eyes hidden behind dark glasses, gripping a white cane that tapped uncertainly against the tiles. The crowd surged around him, indifferent, their footsteps a relentless drumbeat. He looked lost, his shoulders hunched against the weight of the world. Without a second thought, Emma stepped forward, her voice soft but steady. "Sir, do you need help?" His name was Henry, he said, and he needed to catch the 7 train. She guided him through the labyrinth of commuters, her hand lightly on his arm, his cane clicking in rhythm with their steps. They talked small things, the weather, the city's noise, and he smiled, his voice warm with gratitude. At the train's door, he thanked her, his hand trembling as it clasped hers. Then he was gone, swallowed by the silver carriage. The next morning, Emma's phone buzzed incessantly. Friends, co-workers, even strangers flooded her notifications. Her face was everywhere, splashed across news sites, viral on X, a grainy subway security photo capturing her guiding Henry. The headline screamed, "Heroic Girl Saves City's Lost Legend." Confusion gripped her. Henry wasn't just a blind man. He was Henry Whitaker, a reclusive author whose novels had shaped a generation, vanished from the public eye for decades after losing his sight. The internet exploded with speculation. Was he writing again? Why was he in the subway? And why her? Emma's heart raced. She'd read his books in high school, their pages worn from her eager hands. His stories had taught her about courage, about finding light in the darkest corners. But the news wasn't just celebrating her kindness, it was dissecting her life. Strangers praised her, others questioned her motives. At the coffee shop, customers stared, whispering. Her quiet world was unraveling. Then came the twist. That afternoon, a woman approached Emma at work. She was sharp-eyed, her coat too expensive for the neighborhood. "You're Emma, aren't you?" she said, sliding a business card across the counter. Her name was Lila, Henry's estranged daughter. She hadn't seen her father in years, not since he'd retreated into solitude. The news of Emma's act had reached her, and now she wanted answers. Why was he there? Lila demanded, her voice brittle with pain. "He doesn't leave his apartment." Emma, stunned, could only offer fragments of their brief encounter. Lila's eyes softened, and she confessed. Henry had been searching for her, hoping to reconcile before it was too late. Emma's kindness had unknowingly set that in motion. The days that followed were a whirlwind. Reporters hounded Emma, but she refused interviews, wanting no part of the spotlight. Yet the story grew, fueled by the mystery of Henry's reappearance. Then, one evening, a letter arrived at the coffee shop, addressed to Emma in shaky handwriting. It was from Henry. He wrote of his gratitude, not just for her help, but for reminding him of the world's goodness. He'd been afraid, he admitted, lost in more than just the subway. Her simple act had given him the courage to reach out to Lila. They were talking again, rebuilding what time had broken. Emma sat with the letter, tears blurring the ink. She wasn't a hero, just a girl who saw someone in need. But in that moment, she understood. Kindness ripples, touching lives in ways we can't predict. The news cycle moved on, but Emma carried Henry's words, sketching them into her notebook alongside her stories. The city's pulse beat on, and so did she, a little braver, a little more hopeful. Yendi.